there he is. How you feeling, my man? Uh-oh. Mic off.
How are you, my guy?
There we go. I'm good, bro. Saw The Cure last night here in Atlanta. Going to see him again tonight for the second night. And then I'll fly back tomorrow morning, and then I'll see The Cure again on Saturday in Miami.
Oh, my goodness.
So I get to see him 3 times this week and on this tour. So this is Robert's last tour, I think. So, we may not, he may do some festivals down the line here or there, but we may never see a major tour again from Robert Smith and The Cure. So
you go to see The Cure 3 straight times. And
yes.
I was looking at the Florida Panthers schedule for the upcoming season, which just came out.
Mm-hmm.
And the New York Rangers, my hometown team, visit only once. Not happy about that. They have, they're starting last year, they changed the schedule, made it more balanced. So you face some opponents less. Same thing with the Mets and the Marlins. Not great that the Mets visit, I think it was in April, and then maybe they don't come back till September. So I don't like that. I like it when you play your divisional opponents more like we do in football.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I like seeing bands multiple times that also change up their songs. Like tonight, they do 29 song set. That's what they do. And tonight they'll play easily 10, 12 different songs. Easily. So
it's nice to have that kind of library.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. You have to have that kind of catalog in order to do something like that. And they have. There you go. That's how you better the. That's how you better the whole thing. You add. Is that a Labradoodle?
It's a Cavapoo Tucker.
A Cavapoo.
Yeah, Cavalier and Poodle.
What's a Cavalier? I've never heard of that. A Cavalier dog?
King Charles Cavalier.
Okay.
Say hi, Tucker.
Tucker.
Everybody likes dogs.
Yeah.
I did not want a dog until we got this guy. I mean, how could you not love that face?
Dude, dogs are the best. They're so lovable.
They're
therapy.
King Charles, I don't know. King Charles Cavalier, something like that. See, that's where the big ears come from.
My dogs.
All right, Tucker, go play.
My dogs are therapy, bro. When I get home or whatever, I just get to relax downstairs and I'm hanging out with my dogs, and they just bring joy to your life, man, all the time.
When I came home from my wisdom tooth surgery last Wednesday, he knew right away that I was in pain. It's just amazing.
Right. Yeah.
These dogs have a lot more empathy than most human beings I know.
Yeah, no, dogs are as special as they come. All right, so let's get to the down and dirty. I saw the latest details, the latest deets on the Tyreek situation, and this is a guy that was in the middle of kind of rehabbing his career in a sense. Not on the field. That's never needed any kind of rehab. It's kind of been the off the field stuff. And unfortunately now with this, it will unearth the old stuff, and he'll get labeled like he hasn't changed and all that kind of stuff. Because if it's true that his buddies were fishing on another boat and they told him not to fish, and then he got out of line and smacked the guy and then wanted to pay him $200 to keep him shut and all that, and tell him that, who I am, I'm number 10. If this is all true, these kind of details, man, this story just gets uglier. And unfortunately, because of his history, Joe, I think the Dolphins are going to end up missing Tyreek Hill at one point or another if this is true.
It'd be interesting to see if the NFL actually, does impose a suspension. We'll have to wait for it to play out. I haven't seen the video. Supposedly there's a video.
Yeah.
So we need to see exactly. And I know that the NFL can suspend you even if you're not charged.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. Yeah. Exactly.
Obviously, there's different levels of different levels of incidents, and this would not be one of the more serious levels of incidents of things that can happen in the off season. But we have to wait and find out exactly what comes out. Hold on. Kendall! Sorry. I need my daughter to take the dog out.
But I'm with you. I don't think it'll be anything big, but I think he'll get a game out of this. If these facts are true, just the simple facts that you're showing me with his track record.
Slapping a guy on, what was it, on the back of the neck?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, is that...
It's his track record. You're right. If he had never had one, I don't think he gets anything.
My gut reaction is that slapping a guy on the back of the neck, if that's literally all that happened, is not, worthy of an NFL suspension. That's my opinion.
It wouldn't be. Opinion. I agree with you. It wouldn't be if you didn't have a history. But because of his history, I can see them sending a message like, yo, here's a game. Get your ass back in line. And to be quite honest, if it's all true, this is incredibly stupid on Tyreek's part. Just really dumb on his part. Like, bro, you got to know who you are. And don't use it a way to abuse your power. Use it as the way you've been using it, which has been a fabulous way of using your power. This is going to be a bad look for him if it's true. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, no one's going to be a huge fan of the do you know who I am? I could buy you and the boat and all that sort of thing. But we don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly what was said. We have to wait for the facts to play out. We have to hear from Tyreek. Kendall, can you take Tucker out, please?
Yeah. The only reason why is, I saw the Channel 10 report, and they have access to the police. So somebody in the police department must have given them the deets on what happened on the film and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of, when they start telling you about, this is allegedly what's on the film and this, that, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, but what are you hearing? I mean, we're not hearing about broken bones or punched in the face or kicked or any of that stuff.
And I don't think any of that needs to. In his case, I don't think that needs to be a part of it. If it was an isolated incident, I'm with you. But
but how many years has it been since Tyreek Hill had to converse with the NFL?
Oh God, I want to say like 3 years. I want to say something like that. Look it up, Sean. Look up Tyreek's last incident or whatever it was. I want to say it was 3. 4
I feel like it was more than that.
Maybe 4, no more than that. But he was in the NFL because he had one before in college, going into the NFL, which they couldn't do anything about, and then the other incident or 2, I think, early in his career. But I think that's the only reason why I could see him serving 1 game, because of the track record stuff.
So the Dolphins open at the Chargers, right? Yeah. So that would be disappointing, certainly.
Yeah. What do you got there for us?
Right. So he pleaded guilty to domestic assault in 2015 and was investigated for alleged battery in 2019.
That's it. That's the one 4 years ago. Yeah. The one you're talking about, 15, was the one before he went into the NFL out of college, and then the one 2019, which was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured it was like 3-4 years ago. And so that's the only reason why I think we're at risk of watching him serve a game. If it's done by then, which I would imagine, if there's no legal thing going on and it's not in court, then yeah, it'll be done before the season starts, for sure. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, the NFL's suspension history has varied wildly, so it can be somewhat unpredictable.
It is unpredictable. You are correct on that. Dalvin Cook, I gotta say, this is one of the funniest stories I have read. So all of a sudden now he has an offer from the Dolphins. You mean the offer that was made 2 weeks ago?
Well, it doesn't matter when something gets reported. If it's accurate, it's accurate. So, yeah, if it's accurate, it's accurate.
He already had the offer. Okay. Why is it being reported now?
Well, so as you know, sometimes it takes time for things to be reported.
Yeah, well, maybe they're listening. Maybe they're watching the wrong person or listening to the wrong people because I don't know. There's somebody on a platform that told them right away that he met with the Dolphins and that the Dolphins gave him an offer, and that's it. I don't know why, but I don't know. There's somebody out there told them. Weird. Just funny. So what do you think happens now?
Well, listen, I mean, Dalvin Cook is going on shows basically saying he wants to be a Dolphin. His agent is going on shows basically saying he wants to be a Dolphin. I mean, that's pretty rare. Like, when do you hear all of this? It's pretty rare.
Right.
So I would like to think that the Dolphins, Dalvin Cook and his agent can get together on a 1-year deal at a reasonable club-friendly rate.
That's right.
$5.5 million with a little bit of incentives.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see how it goes. And then Dalvin's a smart guy, and he understands that if he rushes for 1,200 yards and helps lead the Dolphins to at least the AFC Championship game, there will then be a groundswell of pressure to give him a big deal for 3 or 4 years. So he has every opportunity to come in, become one of the most popular players in Dolphins history in 1 year on a club-friendly deal, lead them to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl, and then get a long-term deal after that. That's what I think. That's what I think should happen.
It's interesting because it's like, I don't know. There's a platform out there for 2 months told you Dolphins would never trade for him. Dolphins would never give big money for him. And then there's a platform out there that told you, the Dolphins want a club-friendly type deal. That's all he's going to get from the Dolphins. And then we told you, there's going to be no big money out there for him. And the longer
there's no big money for any running back.
That's kind of what I've been saying for a while now, that position is not respected in this league anymore. There are no bell cows anymore. Derrick Henry is a dying breed. You know what I'm saying? Besides being a freak that doesn't exist. But what I mean is a bell cow. These things just don't exist anymore. And, he's going – I think he got the wake-up call now. But as time goes on, he becomes a Dolphin, right? Because he's not going to get the big-time deal out there. And if anybody offers him a little bit more money, it'll probably be from a state where they have taxes. It probably will be a team that is not as good. So every day that this lasts longer, it bodes well for the Miami Dolphins.
In almost all cases, the athlete takes the money, even if they have to go to Cleveland or Detroit. My dog is going nuts. Tucker, come here. Come. He's on the living room table. Okay. What is going on? I don't know why he's going nuts. I think he misses his mom. His mom had to go get her computer fixed because she got the blue screen of death.
Okay.
So I think he's freaking out a little bit, like, where's my mom? But listen, athletes usually take the money. But in this case, I think it's more likely than not, based on everything we're seeing and hearing, that Dalvin ends up with the Dolphins. I would say 60-40. That's common sense.
Yeah, I'm going 80%. Dolphins.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, 80. Because as time goes on, it convinces me even more that he's going to have to take this deal because there's no money out there for him. Nobody's offering him big money. And any money that's out there available to him, it's only a little bit more than Dolphins, and it's not worth it at that point. He'd rather sign with his hometown. As I reported 2 weeks ago, that the Dolphins made him an offer. They know exactly where they're coming from, and that he was willing to take a 1 or 2 year deal for the right team. So all of that is played out, and I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to sign a 1 year deal with the Dolphins with some nice team incentives if he's smart. Don't go individual incentive because you're not going to hit a lot of individual incentives. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it, bro. I don't get flustered with dog barking. I have 4 of them, so it's all good. I'm used to doing things with noise around me. You're the one that's getting a little flustered out there.
I didn't grow up with dogs. And, I grew up in New York, in Queens, and in an apartment, small apartment. We were only allowed to have fish and birds. So I love fish. That's how I started loving going to like aquariums and everything because we had a fish tank. Do you have a fish tank?
Yeah. Well, we don't have one now, but when I was a kid, I had a couple of fish tanks. Yes, definitely. I had one fish tank that I would use fish from a cemetery to put them in there because there was a cemetery by my house off of 8th Street and
What's a
32nd.
cemetery?
You know, like where they bury people and they're dead.
A cemetery. Okay.
Yes, cemetery. So why did I pronounce it wrong?
Cemetery.
Oh, I did. Okay. Well, anyway, so they had this big ass pond, right?
Okay.
That had
So you
all
stole
kinds-
fish from the dead. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. We would go. No, but the caretaker of the place would see us bike in, and he knew that we were going to go take because that pond had thousands of fish in it, bro. And it was actually.
I just saw
cool
something on
'cause-
social media about a woman who got caught stealing flowers from the cemetery,
Oh,
and
this
they
is-
caught her. They caught her by putting an air tag in the flowers. And so they show the video of going to her house, and she's got all the flowers from the dead people planted outside her house.
That is awesome. No, this is the 70s. You know, 70s is a different era, bro. It's a different life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they didn't do anything to us. We would they had guppies and swordfish and
Swordfish.
swordfish. Like, well, they're like the orange ones with the little sword on the back end.
Did you see the video of the dude that got bit by a shark, and the little shark pulls him off the boat into the water?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That was awesome.
That was some crazy stuff. Did he lose anything? Did he
I
lose
don't know.
anything in his hand?
I feel like he had to lose a finger.
Yeah, I don't know what the follow up is because shark teeth are kind of sharp, dude. You can easily lose a finger or two with a nice little snack there. But anyway, they had goldfish, swordfish, guppies, black guppies. Like they had all kinds, dude. It was really cool. So that's why we would go there. And so that tank, one of my tanks, just had those kind of fish because I didn't mix them with the other ones that I would buy. So yeah, that's kind of. And by the way, those fish were tough as nails. They would last forever because they were already durable from being on the outside pond.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh man! All right, so you've got 60% Dalvin Cook becoming a Miami Dolphin officially. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think more likely than not, which is pretty good considering it's a luxury edition.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
like a Birkin purse you don't need, right? Birkin, is that the expensive one? I think so.
I don't know my purses, so I'm not exactly sure. Are
Birkin.
you looking forward to watching some of the most uncomfortable television you've ever seen on Hard Knocks when you see Aaron Rodgers on it?
Yeah, I wonder if he says something really damaging.
Oh,
like
they'll edit that shit out.
Okay.
They'll edit out.
He advises if he advises his teammates to take some bizarre concoction.
Right. They have an NFL person and a Jets person in the editing room. The NFL people will eliminate any of the wacky things that he might say about hallucinogens and all kinds of shit like that. They're going to eliminate.
I hope Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips and Christian Wilkins learn all the Jets snap counts.
Yeah,
it's unlikely to happen. I know someone said it happened once, that a player or two said that they picked up snap counts from Hard Knocks. So we'll see.
You know what? They look at football at another way than we do, and they see things that we would never see. So, I can't put it past them because they're kind of looking at things at another level than us. So
I'm looking forward. I want to see. I'm looking forward to getting to know Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson and Breece. Is it Hall?
Hall, yeah.
Yeah, the Jets have a lot of good players. It'll be really interesting. I'm looking for. Hard Knocks has been boring for a while, but this Jets one could be interesting.
Yeah. No, that's not true. Detroit was fun last year. I enjoyed that one. You didn't enjoy the man Campbell? Come on, Dan the man.
Do you think there's a little bit of a caricature kind of deal going on? Or do you think that's completely genuine and sincere and who he is?
No. I believe he's genuine. No.
But does he feed into the character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he should. Because it's kind of who he is. You know what I'm saying? So there's a level of honesty in feeding into that character because he's a guy that truly loves football and really loves his players and all that. And I got to tell you something. We'll see this year. This year will prove that what he did last year wasn't an aberration. I'm not a fan of rah coach thing. To me, that burns out really quickly.
Well, it's kind of like Dabo Sweeney in it's kind of like Dabo Sweeney in college football. He's kind of like the CEO motivator,
right?
And then what he has is excellent coordinators who operate excellent schemes.
Exactly.
So you need to have the coordinators and the players. And Jared Goff, for example, appears to be pretty good.
He played his best football, even better than the Rams. Because with the Rams, he was more like a facilitator with all the great talent around him. Last year, he was a quarterback, really running the offense. I was really impressed. I'm ready to say I'm wrong this year with Dan the Man. It looks like maybe he is the real deal and not just a raw guy.
Needs the right coordinators and systems because he's a good leader of men, no question.
Yeah.
But you can't just have that.
No.
You got to have the players and the systems.
Yeah, you gotta have substance. And by the way, we were talking. I think it was with Cam. Mike McDaniel is made for that freaking show. He would the entire country would fall in love with Mike McDaniel if he was doing Hard Knocks.
No, I agree. I mean, he'd obviously be a star.
Yeah, he would be. People would love his ass. All right, we will catch up next week, my friend. Enjoy your vacation. Maybe Dalvin Cook will give us some news by next week. All right?
It would be interesting. They got plenty of stars already.
You got it. Catch him next week here every Wednesday, baby. Follow him on Twitter at Schad Joe and catch his work there at the Palm Beach Post. Joe, we'll catch up next week. Enjoy your time off, my friend.
All right.
Thank you. You got it. There you go. Joe Schad, baby. Getting it done. We love it. And our essentialmovingexperts.com Miami Dolphins report. And of course, when you call my guy Sean Williams and the great people at Essential Moving Experts, no surprise charges, flat rates, no surprise charges. So the rate they give you is the rate you're going to get, and safe and efficient loading and unloading practices at all times. They've got over 1,700 happy customers that have filed in and said, hey, we love Essential Moving Experts service, and you will too, nationwide. So it doesn't matter if you're in Kentucky or in Florida or in California or in New York. If you're moving within the city, within the county, within the state, from state to state, across the country, they can handle it all for you at Essential Moving Experts. Give them a ring, 386-213-4054. Call my guy, Sean Williams. Make your plans now. A lot of people are moving in the summer, so make sure you call ahead of time. Don't call last minute. And you're going to have a hard time getting a moving service. So please call the great people at essentialmovingexperts.com.